The Alphabet Squadron trilogy takes place not long after Return of the Jedi. The series, and the squadron it follows, are named as such since each pilot, with their own unique background, struggles, and personal demons, pilots a different ship. After the squadron was formed to take on the Imperial Remnant, they met their nemesis in the Imperial TIE squadron known as Shadow Wing. The primary players in the trilogy are X-Wing pilot Yrica Quell, a former TIE pilot who defected to the New Republic. She's the leader of Alphabet Squadron. Y-Wing pilot Nath, a determined survivor. Tenzin is the sole survivor of a squadron that Shadow Wing once decimated. A-Wing pilot Will Lark, young and idealistic, but very skilled in combat. He was a former politician turned pilot. He also had a run-in with Shadow Squadron and is one of the very few who made it out alive. B-Wing pilot Chas Nachadik, a Rebel Alliance and New Republic vet. As part of Hound Squadron, she flew alongside Will Lark's Riot Squadron. The two suffered so many losses that the squadrons were formed into a single group. Before long, Lark and Chaddock were the only two left. U-Wing pilot Kairos intentionally keeps everything about herself, including her appearance, shrouded in mystery. The primary antagonist, aside from the faceless Shadow Wing itself, is Colonel Sauron Keyes, Kell's former commanding officer in the Empire and the leader of Shadow Wing. I had a really good time with the first Alphabet Squadron book. It took me back to the days where Legends was all we had for extra stories, before those stories were even called Legends. Especially the X-Wing series of novels. Check the channel for my full recap and review of the first of the Alphabet Squadron books. I was excited to jump into Alexander Freed's sequel, Shadowfall. Did it capture the excitement of the first? Let's find out. Surprisingly, we don't start Shadowfall with our heroes. Instead, we pick up with Shadow Wing, licking their wounds from their defeat in Alphabet Squadron's first novel. Keyes rallies his forces and is more determined than ever to take out the fight to the New Republic. The New Republic is trying to end the Imperial Remnant once and for all. Republic Command tasks Alphabet with laying a trap and baiting Shadow Wing into it. The squadron is prepping for battle, but their leader, Quell, is still having a hard time wrestling with her past Imperial allegiances. The trap is sprung over Troith. The New Republic sends a large portion of the fleet to back Alphabet up, not wanting to let Shadow Wing escape. The battle is much more fierce than anyone counted on. Republic casualties are high. Though Alphabet is composed of seasoned pilots who are used to combat and the losses that come with it, many are driven to the brink of what they believe they can handle. Chaddock's demons rise in her desire for glory and revenge. Even Lark, the forever optimist, faces a new level of harsh reality of what war can do. The very thing Quell has been struggling with internally through both novels is revealed to her squadmates. Her Imperial past. Large rifts are driven amongst the pilots under her command, and small flickers of distrust grow into raging fires. Keyes sees an opportunity to strike a blow against Alphabet that has nothing to do with fighting in their ships. He learns of Quell's exposure and stokes the fires of distrust amongst the Republic military. Shadow Wing is far more resilient than the Republic anticipated. They start to turn the tide of battle. Alphabet is struggling to survive. Despite the rifts, they need to rely on each other. Their actions become more and more desperate. Nath makes a bold maneuver, verging on suicide. He flies his Y-Wing into the densest part of the battle to take the enemy's attention and firepower off the rest of his squadron. His ship manages to hold together as Nath darts around. His wingmen capitalize on this maneuver and organize a counter-offensive. The counter retakes the tide of battle. Quell goes toe-to-toe with her former mentor Keyes. This duel is also Quell going toe-to-toe with her own past. A great character moment that is crucial for Quell to embrace her new life. The New Republic ultimately wins, but narrowly. The Imperial Remnant are not decimated as the Republic wanted, but are weakened further. Victory comes at a high price. Many ships, supporting characters, and Republic lives are lost. Shadow Wing loses some pilots as well. Chas Nachadik, who always operated with what is said to be a death wish, but to me read more as a reckless way to feel something, crashes her Starfighter. The novel leaves her death open-ended. I'm thinking we'll see her again in the next one. The mysterious Kairos gets some development, at least in as much that we the reader get to care about her a little bit more since she isn't so faceless. She is severely injured. Again, her death isn't outright, just an ominous uncertainty over the character's future. I wasn't as into this book as I was into the first one of the trilogy. It felt like a lot of the character development and roads that were built were restated, rebuilt, or tore apart for no reason that moved the plot in the right direction. Even exposing Quell's past seemed to only matter because the plot needed it to. The history between all of these characters was almost ignored. I spent an entire novel watching something be built, and in the very next book, it felt disjointed, and all the characters had to come back together as if it was the first time. Alexander Freed was shooting for his own Empire Strikes Back type middle installment and came up short. The book does have a lot of themes we look for in Star Wars story: the cost of war, the fight for freedom, loyalty, betrayal, ever-shifting allegiances. The one aspect of the story I really did like was Yrica Quell's journey. The revelation of her past would have fit better in the first novel, but her being able to fight keys to literally fight her own past was the part I enjoyed the most, and it felt the most Star Wars. Seeing a redemption arc be believable, thought out, and not a Jedi or Sith struggle was great. With no major deaths and the conflict not over, Shadowfall felt more like something I had to read to get to the third book, than something I was really excited to keep turning pages on. I do plan on finishing the series since I enjoyed the first one so much, but it's been a while and I don't have a strong desire to take the plunge just yet. Check out this video next for more Star Wars stories beyond the movies.